You were having a perfect day. You were on a date, or maybe you were just texting. Everything is flowing. The chemistry is high. You feel like a king. You feel like you have won. And then, out of nowhere, the temperature drops. She says something sharp, something cold. You're really wearing that? My ex used to take me to better places. Or she simply ghosts you for 6 hours after replying instantly all day. Your stomach drops, your heart rate spikes, confusion floods your brain. What did I do wrong, you ask yourself? Why is she acting crazy? Why is she sabotaging this? You start to panic, you double text, you apologize, you try to explain yourself. You get angry, you withdraw, and in that exact moment, you have lost. You have just failed the most ancient exam in human history. She is not crazy. She is not necessarily toxic. She is running a diagnostic program. It is a biological algorithm hardwired into her DNA over 200,000 years of evolution. Today, we are going to decode the matrix of female behavior. We are going to talk about the shit test, or if you prefer a polite term, the fitness test. Most men live their entire lives in the dark, thinking that women are complicated puzzles. They are not. They are biologically programmed to filter out weak men. And the only way they can do that is by pressing your buttons to see if you break. If you understand this mechanism, you become invincible. If you don't, you will be a slave to her emotional storms for the rest of your life. Let's look at the dark truth of evolutionary psychology. In the wild, mating with a weak male was a death sentence for a woman. A weak man could not protect her from predators. A weak man could not provide resources. A weak man would crumble under pressure. A woman cannot see your DNA. She cannot see your bank account balance on your forehead. She cannot see your courage just by looking at you. So she has to simulate danger. She has to create artificial pressure to see how you react. She needs to know, are you the mountain or are you the leaf blowing in the wind? This is the core definition of a shit test, a provocation designed to gauge your emotional stability, confidence, and congruence. She does not do this consciously. She doesn't wake up and think, I'm going to ruin his day. It is a subconscious impulse. When she feels attracted to you, her instinct kicks in. Is he real or is he faking it? The more she likes you, the harder she will test you. Let that sink in. Her bitchiness is often a sign of attraction, wrapped in a layer of danger. If she didn't care, she wouldn't waste energy testing your frame. She would just ignore you. Now let's identify the enemy. Tests come in 3 main forms. You need to spot them instantly, like a martial artist spots a punch. Type 1, the compliance test, the hoop. She asks you to do things for her, small things, unreasonable things. Buy me a drink. Hold my purse. Drive me to the other side of town. She is checking to see how cheap your dignity is. She wants to know if you are a simp, a man who seeks approval through servitude. If you jump to obey her every command, you think you're being a gentleman. She sees a servant. Servants are not sexually attractive. Servants are invisible. Type 2, the congruence test, the insult. You say you're a confident guy. You act like an alpha, but are you? She will poke you to find out. She will tease you. You're kinda short. You're a player, aren't you? Is that really your car? She is attacking your ego. She wants to see if your self-esteem is internal or external. If you get defensive, if you try to prove her wrong, if you get butthurt, you fail. You have shown her that her opinion defines your reality. Type 3, the dominance test, the challenge. She cancels plans last minute. She flirts with the waiter in front of you. She starts an argument over nothing. This is the most dangerous test. She is checking your frame. She is checking your boundaries. If you tolerate disrespect, you are weak. If you explode in rage, you are emotionally unstable, also weak. She is looking for the middle path, controlled strength. So why do 90% of men fail these tests? Because they react with emotion. Men are logical creatures until a woman enters the room. Then we become emotional wrecks. When she tests you, your brain perceives it as a threat. Your amygdala fires. You go into fight or flight. You either fight, argue, yell, try to dominate with aggression, or flight, apologize, beg, withdraw, submit. Both are failures. To pass the test, you must override your biology. You must use stoicism. You must realize that the test is not a personal attack. It is a game, and you cannot win the game if you are upset that the game exists. Here is the grand secret. A woman feels safe only if she cannot control your emotions. Read that again. If she says something mean and you crumble, she realizes she has power over you. That terrifies her. If she can break you with a sentence, how can she handle the world? How can she handle a crisis? You are unsafe. But if she throws a storm at you and you stand there, unmoved, smiling, unbothered, she feels a rush of primal safety. She feels your strength. This is what turns her on. Unshakable emotional stability. So how do we pass these tests? I'm going to give you 3 specific strategies from the Dark Psychology Playbook. Strategy 1. Ignore and redirect. Best for compliance tests. She demands something unreasonable. Buy me a drink. Most men say, sure, anything for you. Fail. Some men say, no, buy your own. Defensive or angry. Fail. The master says nothing about the request. He ignores it completely and changes the subject. Or he says, maybe later, and continues the conversation. You are signaling, I heard you, but I do not take orders. I set the agenda. You don't make a big deal out of it, you just brush it off like dust. Strategy 2. Agree and amplify. This is the nuclear weapon of charisma. When she insults you, do not defend yourself. Instead, agree with her and exaggerate it to the point of absurdity. She says, you're a player, aren't you? Weak man, no I'm not. I'm a nice guy, I promise. Defensive. Strong man, you caught me. I have 3 wives and a girlfriend in every city. It's exhausting. She says, you're wearing that shirt? Weak man, what's wrong with it? It's new. Insecure. Strong man, yeah, I'm trying to start a new trend called homeless chic. It's all the rage in Paris. Why does this work? Because you are taking her power away. You are showing that her insult cannot hurt you because you are laughing at it. You are pulling her into your frame of reality, which is playful and unbothered. Strategy 3. Amused mastery. This is a mindset, not just a line. It is the attitude of a king dealing with a bratty child. You are not angry at the child, you are amused. You are looking down from a position of superiority, with love, not hate. When she starts a drama for no reason, you don't jump into the mud with her. You look at her with a smirk. You look into her eyes. You pause, and you say, you're cute when you're trying to be tough. You frame her aggression as cuteness. You diminish the threat. You treat her chaos like a passing cloud. This requires true confidence. You have to genuinely not care if you lose her. And that brings us to the deepest philosophical point of this video, the power of indifference. You cannot fake this. If you are terrified of losing her, you will fail the test. Your micro-expressions will betray you. Your voice will crack. You must cultivate the abundance mindset. You must know deep in your soul that you are the prize, that you have options, that if she leaves, you will be fine. Women are experts at reading sub-communication. They can smell desperation. They can smell fear, but they can also smell detachment. When you interact with her, imagine you are a rock in the ocean. She is the wave. She crashes against you. She splashes. She makes noise. The rock does not argue with the wave. The rock does not apologize to the wave. The rock just is. Eventually, the wave gets tired. The water settles, and the rock is still there. That is what she wants. She wants to crash against you and feel that you are solid. Let's talk about the relationship phase. You think tests stop after you sleep with her or after you marry her? You are naive. The tests never stop. In fact, they get harder. Nature never stops asking, is he still strong? Can he still protect me? Has he become complacent? A woman will intuitively test you when life gets easy. When things are too quiet, she will create a problem. She is checking if your sword is still sharp. If you start failing these tests in a long-term relationship, she loses attraction, then she loses respect, then she cheats or leaves. It's a predictable cycle. The happy wife, happy life mantra is a lie sold to you by a feminized society. It teaches you to capitulate, to give in, to avoid conflict. The truth is, respected husband, happy wife.
She might be angry at you in the moment for holding your ground, but deep down her biology is screaming yes. She feels safe because you can say no to her. If you cannot say no to her, you cannot say no to the world. And if you cannot say no to the world, you cannot protect her. It's that simple. Warning, there is a difference between a shit test and disrespect. A test is playful or subconscious. Disrespect is malicious. If she crosses a hard boundary, insults your family openly, flirts with other men openly, lies to you, that is not a test. That is a red flag. That is the moment you walk away. The ultimate test of an alpha is the ability to walk away. If she pushes too far and you stay, you have failed the ultimate fitness test, self-respect. So, from today, I want you to change your perspective. When she throws a curveball at you, don't panic. Don't get mad. Smile.
Internally, say to yourself, "Ah, the test has begun." See it as a game. See it as an opportunity to demonstrate your power. Every test you pass increases her attraction level. Every test you pass solidifies your frame. Stop wishing for an easy woman. An easy woman will bore you. Wish for the strength to handle the storm. She is testing you because she wants you to win. She wants you to be the king. So stop acting like the jester. Put on the crown, hold the frame, and let the waves crash. This is the secret. Now you know the game, go play it.